Welcome back, guys, to the the 8th episode on the Level Up podcast. The 9th episode on the Level Up podcast. Fuck you, Bruno. Tonight, we have a special guest, Lily, in the fucking building. How you doing, Lily?
What's up, everybody? I am doing really good.
She is a online health and she's an online coach for wellness and health, and she gets clients through personal and internal barriers. So, Lily, my question is, what is your fucking story? Where did you start, and how did you get to the point that you are in right now?
Wow, that is
I want to know everything.
Question.
We'll start with the first one.
Yeah.
How did you get into like health and fitness? Like, what made you choose that instead of like science and math? I don't know. But why? Why health?
Well, one, I hated school.
Okay.
So,
fair enough.
I was actually pretty good at school. I'm not going to lie. Pretty good at school just because I was a big people pleaser growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I did play sports my whole entire life. So, I did competitive softball for 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
And am I close enough here?
You're good.
Did competitive softball for 12 years, and then I had a knee injury that basically took me out of that. I had a full ride scholarship to University of Oregon.
Oh, snap.
And growing up, my family didn't have a lot of money, so playing sports at that high level was really expensive. Right. So they kind of dedicated their whole life into making sure that I had the best opportunity to get to college. And that was kind of like my everything rode on that.
So athlete from day one.
Yeah. And so, but when that injury happened and I couldn't, everything that I envisioned for my future kind of seemed like it just, fell away.
Right.
I didn't really know what to do.
Plan B. So this was plan B.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even plan B. It was like plan C, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, Z, I really had no idea what I wanted to do. And, that internal conflict also with my parents and, that resentment almost on both ends.
I feel that.
Yeah, on both ends, really, like, because I used to blame them for a lot of stuff, but I know it was mutual. And, so I moved out at 18 and I started working 2 to 3 jobs at a time because, at 18 years old, you don't realize how fucking expensive it is to live on your
own. The world
own.
Will eat you up at 18 years old.
Yeah.
Especially if you're by yourself.
Yeah.
So it's definitely hard, especially for a woman. So, like, that's even more harder now. So what do you face as, like, what do you face as challenges in the line of work that you do? Because you told me a little bit about yourself, and it seems like you went through, a rocky, situations in your life. But what do you do that makes you, just ride those rocky shits like nothing? Like, you got 4-wheel drive on you, and you're just, going right through them.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely how I grew up. Definitely, even struggles, then traumas that I had to deal with, when I was younger. And I really do think that with the whole health and wellness, it was something that I could control in my life.
Right.
Whereas everything else seemed out of control. So in the gym, that's the one place where I could truly focus on just me, myself, and what's going on in my head. And I didn't have to think about all the outside shit that was going on in my personal life.
You're mentally aware.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I could really control the results, whereas, in life, everything's so unpredictable.
I like that. That's 100%. See, most people don't even realize that. They just want everything to go their way, but it's not really like that in the real world.
No.
So when you do say wellness, what do you mean by wellness besides mental wellness? So what do you do for your clients when it does come to making them physically, aware of I'm not at the best shape? What do you do to get them to the best shape? Mm-hmm. How do you talk to them? And what kind of workouts do you give them that really, really pushes them to get to the level that they want to be and you want them to be seen at?
Yeah, and you asked the question earlier with what I struggle, in the line of work that I do. And I think it kind of goes hand in hand because everybody is different. Everybody didn't grow up with the same struggles that you have. They have different emotional traumas, childhood traumas that you never had to experience. So whereas my traumas pushed me to always persevere and to always push through things, even when it's hard and even when it's painful, other people cope with that through eating, through self-harm, through, just
drugs,
through drugs, through alcohol, through all of these things that really stop you from living a life that of longevity, really.
100%. I love that you said that.
That's more so about consistency rather than anything. So I think that's the biggest struggle, is helping people with where they're at in their specific moment in life. And that looks like in wellness and mental wellness, because it goes hand in hand, is like, getting someone to give 100% of whatever percent they have to give. Because me, myself, I know I'm always going to give my 100%, whether that I only have 50% capacity today, 60% capacity.
It's a great mindset to have.
And it's like the ability to judge this person, or not judge them, but to hear them and to hear what they're saying to you and what they need help with, and really evaluating like how much do they have to give, because before when I had clients, it would be like, you need to do this, you need to do that, just do it. And I would get so frustrated with myself and with them, like why I wasn't getting results, why they weren't getting results. And it's because like you have to be able to come alongside people and walk, side by side, step by step, until they get to the point where they're able to start making these changes in their own lives.
100%. That was really well put.
Thank you.
You should write a book. Health and wellness by
I
Lily.
actually always wanted to be a writer. That was like my favorite
I
subject
do see
in
you as a
school.
writer.
Yeah.
I definitely see you as a writer.
Yeah.
I keep looking at your hand. So
Yeah.
I remember when I first met you, you didn't have a cast on, right? Or did you?
No, I did not have a cast
But I
on.
remember, like, you said you had a knee injury. Now you have this. Like, how many bones has Lily broke?
Oh, wow.
25?
So I've broken this arm 1, 2, 3, 4 times.
God damn.
I've broken the wrist once, and I've broken the forearm. Sorry, broken the wrist twice and the forearm twice.
Ouch.
And then I've also broken this wrist once.
Okay, so
Yeah, so
that was
5
snowboarding,
times.
right?
This was snowboarding, yeah.
Okay.
And then just like a series of events after that.
Lily, we're just going to put you in a box and roll you around places until you get there, and then we'll just open the box, and then that's it.
You're literally not the only person to say that to me, because
I'm
people
worried
literally tell me that they're going to put me in bubble wrap before I get out of the car places. And I'm like, I swear I'm not
blame them.
that.
You're not clumsy, are you?
I'm not, I mean,
You are. You're clumsy.
I don't want to say no, because like the proof is in the pudding, Like
Yeah.
it's not. I have the accidents to show for it.
That's
I don't
true.
know.
You broke your hand without even snowboarding.
Yeah, that did happen.
That deserves some bubble wrap.
I broke my arm. I broke my arm in my bed.
Oh my
so,
God.
I mean, how does that happen?
I don't even know.
That with the cast on.
Oh my God.
So like, that's just a whole
And that still hasn't stopped you though.
Yeah.
Like, I see what you're posting like on Instagram and stuff. You're always motivating yourself, motivating the people that's looking at you or watching you. You always have a keep going mindset and a not giving up mindset. How do you discipline yourself and your mental awareness to a level where it's like, I can break every fucking bone in my body and I'll still get up and show up and do the things that I want to do?
Yeah. I mean, that's tough, because I will say that this year has been, or this last year was the hardest year I've ever experienced in my whole entire life.
How old are you?
I'm 26, turning 27. So, and I've been through some hard years, on my own, living on my own.
What makes it this harder though? What makes this year way harder than any other year?
Well, I would say I started off the year with a really terrible breakup, and I love people. I love love. I love being in a good, healthy relationship. And I was with the person I thought I was going to marry. And he happened to not be on the same page, which is why communication is so important. But
100%. And they also have to listen because if you're
yeah,
communicating and people don't listen, then you're just communicating for no fucking reason. So it goes
that's
both
true.
ways. So if I am communicating or she, he, whoever, you guys need to listen to what we are saying. That's the key.
That
Key
is, it
is
is
to
because,
listen while communicating. But yes, keep going.
well, I was just gonna like tangent off on that
Okay.
part because me and my girlfriend were talking about this the other day, and we were talking about how like there's those people that you can talk to, and like you're telling them these things about your life, and like they can repeat it back to
Yeah.
you,
They
but
don't give
there
a fuck.
is no connection
Yeah.
or like understanding on a deeper level, and I think that's like what you're talking about, the listening aspect. Like in that relationship is because you can be in a relationship with someone that listens to you, but they're
Yeah.
not fully understanding what you're saying.
That's the key right there too. Understanding. I
Yeah.
was in a toxic relationship as well that I finally like relieved myself from. A couple like
Congratulations.
dude.
That's huge.
Thank you. But it was so bad because like I'm a very very good communicator. Like I communicate everything and very well to where it's like you cannot fuck this up. So it's like
Yeah.
that hit me, and she was way older too. She was 31. I was like 20, 24. So it was to a point where it's like I don't even want to communicate no more. Like I feel like I could communicate to my dog, and I'll be like, "Zizi, come here," and he'll show me love. Like he'll do what I need him to do without even me speaking sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's like people just need to understand people,
Yeah.
cause like this world, I don't know, like especially now, like modern day, you can communicate, and some people will choose not to listen over
Yeah.
to actually listen and grow with you. So I'm sorry that you had a tough breakup, but you cannot say that that made you who you are now,
Oh
and
yeah,
that like
no.
changed everything.
No, 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 no. I mean, that was just a contributing factor
Hmm.
to this tough year. And then obviously, you know, I broke my arm the month after snowboarding. And I really didn't realize how difficult it is to rely on other people for things like washing your body and
Hmm.
brushing your hair and doing your hair and like driving place. I don't know if I already said that, but just like everyday tasks that you do normally, or like how you open my water bottle before this.
Right.
It's just like simple things that you take for granted every single day that now I'm in this position, which, I was depressed from the breakup. And then now I'm depressed because I have this like temporary disability that's causing me to rely so heavily on other people, which I never really like to do.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I would say that this year has really pushed me to those limits to, you know, move past what I was doing because I was depressed in bed for a long time. And, like, I think a lot of people, especially like me and like you, that do have these mindsets of like, it's a winner's mindset, winner's
Yeah.
mentality, really, because you believe in yourself and your ability to get you through anything that's thrown at you.
100%.
And when you're down and you're out and
It
you don't
sucks.
you
It
don't
fucking
see any
sucks.
light, right? It
Yeah.
fucking sucks. And I literally would sit in my bed, eat junk food, binge watch Netflix until I don't even know. I didn't shower for days, partially because I had a broken arm. But like it was just really, I look back, it was the saddest time of my life. And to be able to sit here now and like for you before the podcast to say like, I've really seen this shift in you. It really has been kind of my comeback era of like, okay,
New Lily.
yeah, new Lily, like because I used to think, right, like, how can I get back to that girl before the breakup, before I broke my arm? Like, how can I get back to that person that was motivated and striving and, like, not just taking leaps and bounds towards what they wanted to do in life? And then I had a realization as I was reading a book. And I think it's like, I don't know the book, but it's by Dr. Joe Dispenza,
Okay.
and it's called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. That's what it's
I
called.
think I have that book.
Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. It's a great book, but I had a realization that maybe I wasn't supposed to go back to that person that I was before. You know,
I like that.
that maybe I was supposed to be someone completely different. And I was supposed to approach things in a different way. And everything that I thought was bringing me success actually led me to a point in my life that was very difficult. And maybe I just needed to find a new path.
Right? That's
So
that's probably like God and the universe telling you like, hey, Lily, calm down. Like you don't need to go back to where you was. You need to go to where you need to be.
Yeah.
Which is maybe it was in that bed, depressed as fuck, but you're actually in your mind right now, like, okay, what's gonna happen after I click out from this depression?
Yeah.
What is my first move? That's when you really start to think when you hit rock bottom. You really start to move when you hit rock bottom. You really start to see success more than ever in your life when you really hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
Because when you hit rock bottom, you don't have shit.
Yeah.
So now you're like, how do I get this shit?
Yeah.
And then new motivations come, new people come, new connections come. Everything will come to you in a different order, and it might feel different because it's not the same order that it was once before.
Yeah.
And that's how people like get stuck because you're like, oh, but that's not what happened before. It doesn't need to happen like that anymore.
You know what? And
Doesn't
I'm
need.
super OCD.
Same.
So for me, and then looking back on that, like I started doing all the shit that I was doing before, like listening to certain podcasts, like watching certain motivational videos, and like I just wasn't getting that like same spark, that same energy that I was getting before, and I was like, what is wrong with me? And
That's
then
crazy. The same
like,
way. I was the same way, bro.
right?
Same
Like,
exact way.
Is that weird? And then your brain freaks out because it's
It
like
does.
you're like, oh my gosh, like nothing, it's not working anymore.
It's not working
like my
the way it's
magic
supposed
trick.
to.
It was like almost like a magic trick. Like the magic trick isn't working anymore. The magic's gone.
I would say that one thing that I did change and then I started seeing results was I stepped back. Like I literally stepped back. I was like, okay. Like it's not fucking working no more. Let me step back. I wrote down everything that did happen before and I made a whole entire line in the middle and I said, what can happen now?
Yeah.
That's when literally the next day, one of the things that I wrote that was first did not happen till it was the last thing on the bottom, and one of the things that I wrote down last was the first thing that happened on the bottom. So I'm like, wait, I just needed to do a whole 180 on everything. So once I did that, that's when everything started to be like, okay, motherfucker, like, all right, like,
let's go.
Like, it's time to get up, bro. Yeah. It's time to get up. So yes, it is hard. It's definitely hard, especially if you are really, really depressed. It's so hard to get out the hole rather than just to be in it. And there's this saying that if you're sitting in your shit for too long, it stops smelling.
Yeah.
So you need to get the fuck up. Like, just get up. It might hurt. You might be injured. You might be heartbroken. You might go through all these hardships, but you just need to get the fuck up and keep moving. And it doesn't have to be the way it's always been. It could be a whole different way, but that different way can elevate you in a whole new way. Yeah. That's how I see it, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm so proud of you, you know. I remember meeting you last year, and I remember a whole different Lily. Like, I remember you from then to now, and I'm like, okay, like, you're way more, like, self-aware. You're like, yo, like, I can sense your energy. Your energy speaks for itself. Like, I know that Lily wants this. Like, Lily wants to do this. She's overcame so much stuff that, like, that's the whole reason of you being on this podcast, because I want you to talk to these people, like, whether they're men, women, whatever you are, it doesn't matter. Like, how can you, like, what is one thing that you would tell younger Lily, if you can? One thing that you would tell younger Lily.
Give me a second to think on that, because I feel like I have so much shit I would say to her. But I feel like if it was just one thing, it would be to get out of your head and get into your body. And this is...
I like that. I'm going to write that down.
Right?
Say that one more time.
Get out of your head and into your body.
Get out of your head.
And into your body. And why I say that is because I would just overthink so much about everything.
I like that.
everything. And like, you know, nowadays, like a lot of people only think like what is the best decision for me? What do I need to do now? And they don't sit, like you were saying before, they don't sit with it and feel like your body's reaction to things. I used to question myself, am I good enough for this? Can I do this? Do these people like me? Am I doing the right thing? You know, like all of these things, I felt like I was a freaking, and I just wanted the right answer all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. I
That
felt
could
like,
be so overwhelming too.
yeah,
'Cause
oh
you
my
can't find the
gosh.
answer sometimes.
I had so much anxiety as a child. I mean, I still suffer with anxiety, but like it's like when I was younger, it was overwhelming to the point I couldn't even do anything. Like it would just freeze me in my tracks,
Right.
you know?
Oh, it does. It freezes everything up. Even if you were doing good before and you think about it like that, like everything starts to just like slow down, and then your stigma of blessings start to go down as well because you're overthinking, you're overstressing, you're over worried about other people's justification to who you are.
Yeah.
And it's that one quote that you said really got me because the same thing that you said, get out of your body, and I mean get out of your head and into your body. My mentor once told me, I mean not mentor, one of my close friends actually now, he said, do what feels right.
Yeah.
Like don't do what you think, do what you feel is right.
Yeah.
So if it feels right within your heart, within your soul,
Yeah.
then you fucking go ahead and do it.
Well,
Because you won't regret it at the end of
yeah.
the day. But if you think about it, you start to overthink about it. You start to think about what other people would think about it. And that's how you lose on something that could literally be exactly what you're looking for. And that's where an anxiety kicks in. But it's right there. It's like right in front of you.
Yeah.
But we don't do it because we think about it too much rather than just feeling it. And that's why it's hard because emotions are involved and whatnot.
Well, and that's the thing. You said it earlier is that what helped you the most was stepping back. And like a lot of people will never understand get out of your head and into your body because they don't take the time to, you know, have this thought or like a situation happen to them and they don't take the time to feel their own reaction.
100%.
Like how, like your body is always speaking to you. Like I'm in the car on the way over here sitting in an hour's worth of traffic. Like I'm sitting in my car and I'm feeling frustrated. What is my body telling me? You know, like how can I regulate that? How can I come back to a peaceful state of mind? Like your body is always speaking to you. And to, you know, in your case, like people asking what's right or wrong. Like if you're in a situation and instead of trying to think your hard head through that situation, if you sat with it and you said, how is my body reacting to the thought of me doing this?
Right.
Then your body will give you the answer. You don't need to think so hard, think yourself into an anxiety
no.
and panic attack.
I used to do that a lot because I used to have an anxiety attacks because I have asthma attacks too.
Yeah.
So when I start like breathing heavily and fast, I start to like think about the worst fucking things.
Yeah.
But now I just, like I said, like I sit back, and the best thing that you can do in certain situations is literally sit with it. Because like you said, how your body reacts is how your mind reacts as well.
Yeah.
So you have, everything is reaction, honestly. Like your perspective on anything in this world can literally be different if you reacted different. So your
Yes.
reaction will prevent you from certain fucking situations, whether you're about to do something like, oh, like a guy slapped my girl's ass. I could kill this motherfucker right now, but then what? Then I lose everything. For what?
Yeah.
All right, bro, that's cool. And let me just make a call real quick because I can't do anything. You know, but like everything is a reaction. And if you can, like you said, if you can listen to your body, which is like exactly what you do, right? Like you've listened to your body to a point where you control your mind.
Yeah.
And now that you control your mind, you control your body. You don't
Yeah.
eat bad anymore, right? You don't eat junk food. You don't, you're not alcoholic. So you already made that so clear in your mind that your body knows what to follow now.
Yeah.
How is that like similar to your clients? Like, what do you see within your clients? Do some of your clients, like, do you see that they're weak-minded or physically weak? Like, which one? And is it more of your clients that are weak-minded or they're like physically weak?
Yeah, and I don't want to call any of my clients weak. I would never do
None
that.
here.
But I
But if you
will
do work out with
say,
it now.
I will say that it's proven, scientifically proven, that your mind will force your body to quit before your body is done working. Because, your mind wants to take the path of least resistance. So I would definitely say that the biggest struggle for my clients and any other fitness, professionals' clients is the mental aspect of, you know, consistency, of making healthy habit choices, of making healthy food choices, of even just getting to the gym, and so
100%.
that's the real struggle. And so that's why I like to focus on the internal, because when we figure out what's truly going on, what's the root cause of these, addictions, right? Because that's what it is. Food is an addiction. Negative thinking is an addiction.
Alcohol's addiction.
Alcohol's an addiction. All of these things that
Vaping is an addiction. Bruno.
But yeah, I mean, like, there is a reason why people do these things, and
They're suffering.
yeah, they're hurting. They
Yeah,
are hurting,
yeah.
and it's a coping mechanism. And so and so like, what I like to do and what I like to tell people is break it down to the simplest form. And what I mean by that,
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, what I mean by that is when a client starts with me, or say I'm even just like, someone's like, oh, I'm thinking about getting a fitness coach, right? And I'm just like shooting the shit with them in the DMs, and they're like, well, my biggest struggle is just like, I know what to do, is just, I just can't get there. That's a really common one. I know I know what to do, I just don't go and do it. Okay, great. Well, I challenge you every day this week just to drive to the parking lot of the gym. Just drive there. Literally put on some comfy clothes, some workout clothes, and drive over and sit in the parking lot.
That's crazy.
How much do you want to bet you're going to go inside?
I FaceTime one of my friends, and that's literally what she was doing. And I'm like,
yeah,
going to the fucking gym. She's like, contemplating. People contemplate a lot and they procrastinate too much. But that is a great, great, great point that you said. Like, at least just show up over there. And then once you have the courage enough, then you just go in, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, 5 years ago, I just had started lifting weights. I had been in the gym since playing softball, with my uncle, and he showed me what to do. I was that client. I knew what to do. I just didn't want to go. And so in high school and coming out of high school, I'd go to the gym maybe like for a couple weeks, 2 to 3 days, and then I wouldn't go for 3 months. I just stopped showing up. And so it actually started when I moved out with my roommate, and her dad was a professional bodybuilder. And she was really into fitness. Like, she had a banging body. I was always like thin, slim. And she was like, oh, you come to the gym with me. Like, I want a gym partner. And I denied her for so long. I was like, no, like, I don't feel like it.
Shout out to the roommate.
Right? Shout out. She's one of my best friends. Her name is Natalie. Shout out, Nat. But literally, she forced me to get my butt in the gym, and we started working out, and I started feeling pretty good. And then I challenged myself. I've always done these kind of like 30-day challenges. Right now I'm on a no alcohol. It's a little over 30 days, but
nice.
Like, that's what I'm doing right now. Thank you. And basically, like, I did this challenge where I was like, I'm going to be in the gym every day, because my question to myself was, why can I not stay consistent? And I think that this is important for the viewers to read, is that when I saw real changes, I looked at myself as an experiment. And I would ask myself, like, what would happen if I just went to the gym 5 days a week? Because I could. What would happen if I just do one more rep? What would happen if I ate healthy Monday through Friday? What would happen if I got 8 hours of sleep tonight?
Significant change.
You know, significant change. So when I had this challenge put in front of me, I said, you know, why can't I go to the gym consistently? I can go to the gym consistently. Like, that's my own self-doubt, like telling me that I'm an inconsistent person when I know I can be.
Right.
So I said 5 days a week, 2 hours a day, I'm going to be in the gym no matter what. At this time, I was working 2 jobs, 12-hour days. I would have to either wake up at 5 a.m. and go to the gym, 4:30, 5 a.m., or I'd have to go after work. And I worked at In-N-Out, so it was like super late hours. So sometimes I'd be in the gym from like 10 to 12 or 11 to 1. But I started going and I committed to that. 5 days a week, 2 hours a day, Monday through Friday, no questions asked. And that 30 days changed the whole trajectory of my entire life.
I love that.
Yeah.
So just 30 days to break a habit.
Yeah.
And be consistent every single day.
Yeah.
That's literally all it takes. So if we put aside the physical, right? Are you vegan?
No, I'm not actually.
So
I love meat.
what do you eat, like, as a healthy, health instructor and a healthy person? What does, like, your diet look like?
Yeah. I would say it consists of a lot of chicken.
ZZ, stop it. Inside. Sorry.
It's okay. A lot of chicken, a lot of salmon, ground beef, rice, asparagus, which I hate, broccoli. I love sweet bell peppers, yogurt, a lot of kombucha. I love kombucha.
Upsets my stomach.
Really?
Yeah, kombucha just hurts my stomach.
That means
I
you
make
have
ginger
some
shots
gut
and stuff.
health stuff going on that you need to take care
Just
of.
expose me. I mean, I've always had like stomach problems, but I have been just been strictly on a meat diet. So I don't know if that's like kind of affecting me now. I mean, I
Yeah.
was vegan for 2 years,
Yeah.
and then I transitioned strictly just meat diet. I gained hella more weight for sure. Got a lot more stronger,
Yeah.
but my gut issues did get a little tiny worse. A little bit.
Well, I mean, meat is very acidic. So,
Especially
you
if you
know,
just sit on it and you're not really burning it.
yeah, and then also too, like, you were on a plant-based diet and then now you're completely switching it up. Your body's definitely going to have some reactions to that because it's not used to that.
I don't think I'll ever become vegan again.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
I
cool,
say
whatever,
is like if
but
it works for you, it works for you because
Yeah.
everybody's body is
It's
different,
different.
and everybody thrives off different things. So what's gonna work for me isn't gonna work for you. I was into intermittent fasting for a really long time, and I loved that. I don't do it anymore. And don't get me wrong, like I said, all the healthiest things that I eat, but I am not one to skip out on ice cream or Chick-fil-A or In-N-Out. Like
I'm kind of craving some In-N-Out right now. I don't know why.
I worked at In-N-Out for 6 years,
We're
and
going
I
to In-N-Out.
still crave In-N-Out. I
We're going to
swear. But like my general rule of thumb, and like what keeps me fit, even right now, because I'm not able to really work out or be in the gym.
So how do you stay like active with a broken hand?
Yeah, honestly,
What
like
do you do? Do you just like work out the other hand?
yeah, you can. Right now, I'm trying not to because I have this long cast on for 2 weeks,
Ouch.
and I don't want to get it all super sweaty.
Can I sign it?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, after this, you can definitely sign it. I'm open for signatures. But yeah, you just have to adjust your movement. And I was actually thinking about that today. Is like I was laying on my floor because I was doing some abs. I was just like thinking because I haven't really been too active. And I was thinking, I was like, I could be getting more flexible. I could be working on my stretching. I could be working on meditation.
True.
I could be taking walks around my neighborhood, which, all are things that I'm going to start tomorrow. Stretching is a big one for me because being a weightlifter, and I'm not speaking for everybody, but it's, a lot of people don't take the time to stretch. I don't know why it's such a freaking hassle because it's really not that hard.
It's not. It takes like 10 minutes and
But it feels like a chore.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It feels like a chore.
You know why? I don't know why, but this is why I think why. I think because we rush. We just rush. As humans, we biologically rush everything.
Yeah.
Whether it's fucking making a new planet or whatever it is, like we're always like, "Ah, I want it now, I want it now, I want it now." And stretching is so fucking important.
It is.
And I didn't know that. Even when I went snowboarding, I didn't stretch anything. And then, like I dislocated it. I went to the fucking car. I told one of my drunk fucking friends, which I should have never let him do it. Yank and pull, bro. He yanked the pull, popped back in.
No.
Pop back in. But if I do, like, I'm good doing this, but if I do that, and then today I went to the hospital and they said I still have a tear in my AC.
I'm sorry.
AC vine or some shit.
That sucks.
Yeah, so they were like, you just need to chill out, bro. And I'm like, I can't have a fight in 30 days. And they're like, no, like, nothing. Like, you just need to just, sit down and let it heal and just stretch it out every single day, little by little, whether it's a hand on the wall, whatever it is. He was like, if you just stretch it out for 30 days, it's going to grow back strong.
You need to put your hand up on the wall, like right there. Literally like this, and then stretch your body past it. Like that. So and like get that good stretch. It will hurt, but it'll be a good hurt. A good hurt that's good for you.
I mean, I need to do it, so I don't have any other choice.
No.
But yes, stretching is a major, major factor in even whatever you're doing, whether it's fucking ballet, weightlifting, you need to just stretch out your fucking tendencies and, get your blood flowing.
Yeah, we get these blockages, these energy blockages. That stretching is great in helping release. That's why people love yoga.
I'm actually getting into yoga, and at first, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was like so girly and feminine, and then I'm like, wait, like my body's cracking. I even I joined on the joint or whatever, the chiropractor. I'm like paying like $100 a month, and I'm like getting my whole fucking body cracked. Like years, bro, like 7-8 years I've never cracked this neck. And he just like, like just started cracking it like it's a fucking water bottle. And he's just like, yeah, bro, like you need to be doing this at least twice a week.
Yeah.
I'm like, 2 times a week, doc? He's like, yeah, 2 times a week, crack your whole body up. So stretching, cracking, that's all a necessity for our body. Because if we don't, then literally like small things can literally break your fucking wrist, break your hand, just because you didn't like stretch it the right way or didn't stretch it at all.
Yeah.
That's how people, get what's that shit called right here? The ACL.
Yeah.
They tear that shit. It's so bad, bro. So you played softball.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you hit home runs?
You know what? I only hit 1 home run
my
entire career. And it was, I started out, I'm right-handed. I hit my home run left-handed.
Oh, shit.
I'm a switch hitter. I had to switch after.
Which is your strong hand, though?
My what?
Which is your strong hand? Like, which one is your strong hand?
Well, my right is my dominant hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, not anymore. So you got to work on your left.
Well, my left hand is getting stronger. It is. It really is. I'm proud of myself. Like, I find these new accomplishments. Like, today, I just got this new, like, carrot turmeric juice from Trader Joe's, which, by the way, is absolutely terrible. It is not good at all.
I thought it was good.
No. That one is not good.
Oh, man.
It is really...
Go to Costco, man. Go to Costco.
It is really some health juice. Like, it's not great.
Well, the healthiest things are, like, the worst things that could go in your mouth sometimes.
Yeah, no, it was not great. But the point of that is that typically I can't open those. Like, it has the whole, like, it pops when the lid... when you turn the lid and then the
How'd you do it with one hand?
Goes off. I stuck it between my legs. And then I popped. I was like doing it as hard as I could.
Did
and
it
then
splatter everywhere?
No, and then I heard the pop and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a breakthrough today.
Oh my
like
God.
Literally, I was so happy.
Did it smell bad since it's like carrots and stuff?
It wasn't the best smell, but I didn't expect it to taste the way that it tasted. Like, I was genuinely shocked on how disgusting it was.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go buy it just to try it and make a review on it.
It was gross. Yeah, it was gross.
Okay, so we talked about health. We talked about physical. We talked about mental. We talked about, what you do. What is next for you? What is your next goal? Like, what is next on the list for Lily?
So, right now, what I'm doing is I'm doing 6 months of singleness. And
singleness? What does that mean?
That means that I'm not dating, entertaining men.
Oh, so like you're celibate, basically.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what I'm doing,
I
basically. Monk
guess you
mode.
could say that. I mean, yeah, I won't be having sex, because I won't be dating anyone. I won't be talking to anyone. Like, that's not the point of this. Is because,
Sit back and
yeah, to step back. And one thing that I've realized in these short 2 weeks is that I use relationships as a distraction for my own goals.
you hear that?
And
That's a really good point that you made because there's so much people, bro. I used to do that.
yeah,
I used to do that.
I would go from relationship to
To
relationship
relationship.
to relationship to entertain myself.
Yes, 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 and yes.
And after this break, so back to the broken arm though, is that my arm kept breaking. And like this last break, because I was so flabbergasted when it happened, like literally just like, what the hell? I was like, this is a sign. You are broken. Like, stop bringing your broken self into these broken relationships that continuously hurt you over and over and over again. And then
100%.
it's like you're like, why can't I find a love that I truly do desire? And that, like, when I am with someone, I give them that type of energy.
You have to heal first.
And then it's like, why haven't I found this love, and why haven't I accomplished the things that I've wanted or set out to accomplish yet? And it's like, because I keep distracting myself. So I decided, like, this is what's next for me. And like, I know a lot of good things are going to come from this journey. Like, it's not going to be easy because, I've always wanted attention from men. I've always wanted,
I feel like every woman wants that.
yeah, and like attention, I've wanted
Love, affection.
yeah, love, affection, entertainment, distraction, even like distraction from life. Like I told you about in the gym, like the gym was my distraction from life, and then I kind of just transferred that energy over. And like, yeah, I'm really excited for this journey because I've truly never
I commend you for
been
it.
single for that long ever. I mean,
Honestly,
ever.
so I've been single for a couple months now and celibate, and with God being by my side as well and the universe, I've honestly transitioned to someone that I've always wanted to. So you are in for a challenge. I'll tell you that. And
Yeah.
the crazy part is that when you do step away from things like that, temptation rises by the fucking minute. Like way, way, way before when it was. So
Oh,
you'll get tempted so much more, and that's a sign of the universe seeing if you really about it. Like you about
yeah.
it, Lily? Like you really want to
Are
do
you
this?
committed to this? Yeah.
Are you committed? Okay, here. Here's this good looking guy. Here's this rich. Like here's this. Here's fucking bro, I'm telling you, like it was being thrown left and right, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like why right now?
Yeah.
And that's when I also took another step back, and I was like, okay. It looks nice.
Yeah.
It'll be fun because I'm
No.
a fun guy, and you know what I'm saying. But I can't. Like I know if I do this and I break my monk mode and I break it, like I know I'm gonna feel like shit after, and I'm not gonna be happy with myself, and I'm gonna beat myself about it.
And
So
you're not gonna get the results that you want.
no, not at the rate and not at the purity of what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Because blessings are pure. They don't come with evil intentions. Sometimes they do, right? But I don't know. Like once I stepped away from all that fucking shit, I've lost people that I really loved. Like we were talking about this earlier. I really really cared for a lot of people, and once I did cut myself with cut the ties off with all these people because they just drank too much and they partied too much and they had sex too much. Like they were just always like, let's go out, and I stopped doing that. It made me really realize who is in your corner as well.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you're by yourself. You're literally by yourself. Nobody's gonna believe in you more than you believe in yourself.
That's true.
Nobody's gonna fucking come pick you up. Nobody's gonna tell you, hey, I got you, don't worry about it. No, it's you.
Yeah.
You have you. Nobody got you like you got yourself.
Yeah.
That's rule number one. Rule number two, like I said, you are in for a big, big challenge, but I know you can do it. And you've gotten this far. And I'm pretty sure, like, even like you said, like your heartbreak, like, what did you learn from that? Like, how long was that relationship?
2.5 years.
2.5 years.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that in those 2.5 years, you gave up so much, not just from yourself,
Yeah.
but even you sacrificed probably so much. And what happened?
I was living in an RV and we were in Texas, and he dumped me after selling all my things and thinking we're going to move to a different state together. Sorry to call you out.
Douchebag. That's,
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Like, this is why men are looked at as evil, because douchebags like this. Honestly, no, it's true,
Sorry
and
to
I
call him
don't
out on
care
the
who he is.
podcast.
Doesn't even matter. When a girl does do that, and this is nothing to do with you or him, when a girl leaves everything and comes to you and wants to be with you, and she's loyal, she's smart, she's whatever, but she's not like doing anything behind your back, and you know she's not, and you do some dickhead shit like that, you mess it up for all of us. As men, you mess it up for us. I used to be so pro-Tate. Like, really, I used to really be pro-Tate. And then I took a step back. Yo, everything that I've literally went through, I've took a step back and I've realized different shit. Men are just like, we're so like, sometimes we're hurt and we hear a masculine man talking about hurt, it controls us. It's like, oh, fuck that bitch then. Fuck her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when you do like realize that, like, even men, like, they do give up a lot for women, and women give up the same shit for men. But when a man does leave a woman the way he left you, or, say you met a girl one time and she really likes you and you fucked her one night, and the next day you don't talk to her, you don't, say what's up or thank you for the night, nothing, you're leaving a bad stain for every other man. And that's why we're looked at as piece of shits. It's not all of us. I'm telling you, it's like not all men are like this. The same way not all women are like that.
Yeah.
But that's tough. I'm sorry that you had to go through that. But I'm here to tell you that all men are not like that. We're not all like that.
Yeah, no, I know.
You know?
And I've encountered some really, really, really great guys, I had a lot of trauma coming out of my last relationship.
That's what I was going to ask you. So, with that trauma that has built up because of that,
Yeah.
how did you, like, maneuver around that and navigate yourself around that toxicity, negativity? Like, how did you navigate yourself to a more, like, positive Lily, to where now you're like, okay, like, not every man is like this. I'm fucking hurt. I need to heal.
Yeah.
I'm traumatized. And how do I heal myself properly?
Yeah.
What did you have to do?
Well, if I'm being honest, I didn't do it properly. Like, after that relationship, I was really heartbroken and I fell into old patterns that I, didn't want to, but I did. I met a guy that was significantly younger than me, and I didn't really think it was going to turn into anything serious, but I will say that the emotional capacity that he held, even being so young, I am so appreciative of this. And, jumping into another relationship is never recommended. But I will say that a lot of the trauma that my ex had put me through, it's like this guy came into my life for a reason, a season, not a lifetime. A reason and a season. We don't speak anymore, but things definitely didn't end on bad terms. And he kind of combated a lot of those feelings that I had about myself. Like, he left a space for me to feel listened to feel heard. He was someone that I felt like I could tell anyone to. He was a very safe space for me, and he made me feel like the most confident, beautiful person in the whole entire world. Whereas my ex, it was the exact opposite. Always nitpicking at certain things, making me question myself. And when things ended between me and this guy, I told him exactly what I said to you. This is the way that you made me feel in this relationship. And everything that we experienced together is exactly what I needed in this moment of time. So I appreciate that. And I thank you for that, because it really has allowed me to move forward and start this healing process of being single and being on my own journey. So I do thank him for this. he will probably listen, maybe, I don't know.
Thank you,
But
Guy.
yeah, thank you, Guy. But yeah, I mean, I think that, things do happen for a reason. And he showed me, he's one of the people, one of the guys, even though he is younger, which I was very surprised by.
Age is a number.
It is, it
It's a whole
is.
number.
Yeah, it
Doesn't mean shit.
is.
Like I said, like earlier, sorry to cut you off. Like my ex was 31,
Yeah,
but she acted like she was 17, 18.
yeah,
And it's just like, what the fuck? Like, I only date older women if I was to date.
yeah.
And that's when I fucking completely stressed. I was just like, you're 31, 7 years older, and you're acting 7 years younger. So age is a number. You'll be very surprised, and I'm glad that he showed you that, because now you know, like, age is just a fucking number, you know?
Well, and he didn't only show me that, but he showed me
How good
exactly
someone could
what
be.
you said, is that there are
Good men.
good men out there that will hold space for you, that will be emotionally available to you and your needs, that isn't going to be like, it's time to get your eyebrows done, babe. They're not going to be nitpicking at every single thing, but they're going to make you feel loved and accepted
No
for
matter
who
what.
you are, no matter what, and
100%.
grow with you.
As long as a woman reciprocates that energy to her man, I think it's a beautiful, beautiful relationship, you know?
Yeah.
And the only thing that I would say that doesn't really keep a relationship strong is when you're communicating something and nobody's listening when someone is supposed to be listening. That's why you're in a fucking relationship. And two is when agreements don't happen as often, because you guys both need to be agreeable. And a lot of times there is some men out there are just like, no, this is the way or not. There's some times where a woman is like, that's not the way it is.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
So agreeing to certain things and listening, like really genuinely just listening to each other, can literally make your whole entire relationship become better.
Yeah.
Everything will get better. Not even just the sex, because like now she wants you more. Like, she's like, wow, like he listens to me. Like, I love this dude. Boom. You know?
Yeah.
And
I think though, right? I think we're thinking about it from our point of view, which is like, we know what we want and we know exactly what to say, and like we're ready for someone to listen to that, right? But I think that a lot of people that are watching this, don't even know what it is that they want or that they need to communicate. And so I think that one thing that's super important in relationships and why they don't last is because people don't take the time to be single, to figure out what they value, to figure out what they want, and then they enter in these relationships where they can't communicate their own values and what they want, and then later on down the road they figure out that they're with this person that they don't even know, and then they're like, oh hey, like, I want 6 kids, and you're like, oh well, I don't want kids at all, like, and then there's these moments where it's like, well, you've spent all this time loving this person, and it's like you guys don't even know the first thing because you don't know anything about yourself.
Right.
And you don't know how to communicate, yourself to your partner. So I think that's big. And then what you said is reciprocation.
I definitely agree on that.
Yeah, reciprocation.
You just need to take some time. It's the best thing, like I said, is to take some time to yourself. Take some time, for yourself to heal, for you to see what's next in your life, to adapt to something new, whether it's an injury, whether it's a new place, whether it's a new job. Like, all these things take time, and you can't really heal from things if you're always going into things, and hurt people. So you just genuinely have to be a happy motherfucker. Like, it's so hard too. Like, you literally just have to be so fucking happy to a point where it's like, oh, she left. Oh, he left. Okay, cool. Like, that's it. Like, you can't. It's not even a I don't give a fuck attitude. It's a happy, positive attitude. Like, hey, I love you. I wish you the best.
I release you with love.
I release you with respect and love.
Yeah.
And stay the fuck away from me.
Well, because you know that they don't align with you.
No. And we try so hard. We try so hard to hold on, and it hurts more to hold on instead of just like letting go.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes just let it go, because you're holding on to that fucking rope, and it's just hurting you and hurting you and hurting you. Yeah. And then when you release it, you feel this relief, and you're like, holy shit.
So literally, this just happened to me. And this was the whole inspiration for this singleness journey, is because, I was still dating. And I was like, there's nothing wrong with seeing what's out there, blah, 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 still focusing
That's
on
where
myself.
we go first.
Oh, yeah, that's where we go first because it's like a slow, like it's just a slow ball rolling and then it starts moving on the hill. But
Yep.
yeah, so, I am talking to this guy and, I've known him for a little bit of time. Very attractive guy, like someone I've always been very attracted to. We hang out, first time we hang out, it was actually different than what I expected. We kind of got on like a deeper level. So it got me to let my guard down a little bit more. And just like date after date, or like time after time we hung out again, things just started getting weird. He liked to party a lot, he liked to drink a lot, and then things just started not adding up. Like it was just weird. So then I got into these habits of like old habits of like these toxic things, because like he would be doing this stuff, and the healthy thing is like, okay, you want to do your thing. That's cool. That doesn't resonate with me. That's not what I'm doing right now. I'm not with the game, so I'm just going to walk away. But with me, I'm all like,
well, I'm just going to do it with him.
No, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what's going on? Why aren't you responding to me? Like, you move funny.
Yeah, see, like,
you're a weirdo.
That's
like,
toxic.
Yeah, like,
not even for him, for yourself.
No, for me. And I acknowledge that. And I looked back on those messages. I'm like telling him he's a weirdo and that like he moves funny. I'm like, what am I, like 19? Like this is. I'm like,
you
no,
can't control anybody, man. That's
Yeah.
like, if someone's gonna go out, they're gonna go out. If someone's gonna cheat, they're going to cheat. Like you can't stop anything. And I'm so happy that we're having this conversation, because probably I needed this. Maybe you needed this.
Yeah.
Maybe they needed this. Someone out there needs to fucking hear this.
Yes.
Stop wasting your fucking time. Before we wrap this up, that is the only thing I'm going to tell you. She's also going to tell you one thing, and I need you to tell them one thing that you really, really want to say that will resonate with everybody that's watching or going to watch this. My thing is, stop fucking wasting your time. Stop hurting yourself. What do you have to say to the people that are watching or that are going to watch this? One thing that you've honestly, like, because you said so much good things, like really good things. But throughout your whole entire life, until this day, what is that one thing that you wish someone told Lily?
I think it's just going back to taking the time and the space to get to know yourself and to know what you want and to know what your values are, because you are capable of doing so much more than you've ever imagined. And you just got to allow yourself the time and space to get there.
I love that. That was really well put. That was perfect. Anything else?
No, that was it. That was my
the one
end
thing.
note.
That was perfect. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. For the people that are watching or going to watch this, I hope you guys learned something in the best shape, way, or form. And thank you so much to Lily for coming, last minute and doing this podcast. Until next time, the Level Up Podcast. Bye.
Bye.
I'm feeling the vibe, it's crazy inside. I'm out of my mind, I'm one of a kind.